Okay, everybody, we are back in Type-0. I actually made a couple changes while I was off screen. Mainly, I switched the language track over to Japanese. There's one very specific reason that we'll get to in a second, but I also wanted to give everybody a chance to listen to the Japanese dub for this game, if you haven't already heard it, that is. Now, for those who aren't aware, and I'm not going to say why, and I advise you not to look up why, because it's spoilers, but a large chunk of this game is not fully explained until you play a second time in New Game Plus. So my plan had been, if this playthrough was successful, I'd play through the game twice, and the first time around I'd alternate between English and Japanese, but mostly play it in English, and then the second time around I'd do it in Japanese. However, I have become increasingly aware of the fact that the English dub is even worse than I initially was led to believe that it is. So I'm going to do the next couple episodes in Japanese, and instead of making the decision myself, I'm going to let you guys vote on it. In the comments section of this video, I would like you to please vote on which language track you would like me to use. We'll get into a bit more of that in a second, though. First, I'm going to just move ahead and let this cutscene play out. Into Classroom 0 we go. Ah yes, wonderful high school drama. Here we are in the lecture room, which looks a lot more like a college lecture room, but whatever. And this is, okay, this actually was one of the things I was going to say I was going to discuss later, but I forgot I could do it right here, because I can talk to these guys. While obviously the subtitles and captions and stuff will be in English, little lines like that, lines like when you talk to somebody and they say something to you, where it's like, hey, how's it going? What's up? What do you need? Stuff, or, you know, whatever. Lots of other little bits of dialogue are not given subtitles and are not translated, so just take that into consideration. Also, there's always the factor of it's easier to hear something than read it. Sometimes, you know, you get to look away from the action and stuff, so while I don't mind doing either, you as the viewer might prefer one or the other. Just take those factors into consideration as we proceed here. But anyway, and so begins our new life in the battle for the place we call our home.
Yeah.
The future waits for no one. Do you think you can keep up? Possibly, Seven. We'll find out, though. What are we just sitting around here for? I'm ready for some action, yo. Yo. This is why I hate working in groups, yo. Too much waiting and not enough annihilating. My understanding is that this game was already translated pretty, like, I guess you would say, blunt force trauma, you know, it was transliterated more than it was, oh, hold on, cutscene. Cool guy alert up in here.
指揮隊長。そうだ。諸君は私の指揮下に入ってもらう。すでに魔法局局長アレシア・ルラシアより許可が下りている。
マザーから。
お帰れこら。俺らマザー以外の指図は受けねえぞ。おめえはお呼びじゃねえんだよこれ。うわっ痛えじゃねえかよてめえこらおっ
やめなさい
いやー強いねあの人
ざけんな
You were behind a desk, man. How did you get up there?
あなた、マザーの命が聞けないの？
気が済んだか。以後、諸君は私の指揮のもと、ミッションに参戦してもらう。こちらから指示のないときは、他の候補生と同じように、院内で生活するがいい。
院内で？
そうだ。
今までそんなことしてなかったのに、なんで急に？
それもマザーから？
ああ、ドクター・アレシアからの指示だ。
ふん。
それと、候補生マキナ、候補生レム、入れ。本日付でクラス0へ配属となる候補生マキナとレムだ。
マキナクナギリです。よろしく。
レム時宮です。よろしくお願いします。お目付け役ってところかしら。
別名あるまでは自由にしろ。 諸君の成果を期待する。クリスタルの加護をあれ。
改めてよろしく。この間は助かったよ。
うん、助けてくれてありがとう。でもクラスゼロって本当にあったんだね。私たちの間じゃ来年から七不思議の一つに加えようって言われてたくらいだし、それにすごいよね。たった3人でルシまで倒しちゃうなんて。あ、そういえばあの時みんな武器も魔法も普通に。
That's another example there where she continues speaking beyond the subtitles, and obviously in English you can actually hear what she's saying. I don't speak Japanese. I imagine a lot of people watching this don't speak Japanese. That's why you're watching somebody who speaks English playing this. But anyway, another thing that I just realized is that normally I don't turn this on because to me it's distracting. But, especially now that we're doing it in Japanese, we don't recognize all the names, we might want to do this. Oops, hold on. Yes, alright. Basically, as you may have noticed, the subtitles didn't actually say who was speaking. I don't like doing that because I feel like it clutters the screen, but whatever. Anyway, as I was saying before we got into that cutscene, this game, as I understand it, was largely transliterated more than translated, in that, you know, the translation is very direct. You know, they didn't really try to adapt a whole lot to English, but all the same, I'm pretty sure that the subtitles in this game are actually dub titles, meaning that the subtitles we get here are not actually what they're saying in Japanese, it's what they said in English, which is unfortunate. If I'm wrong on that, somebody correct me, but that's my understanding. I know for a fact that it's like that in Episode Disguise, whatever. Never went into a classroom when I came here with a mother, so this is what they look like. Yeah, this is about it. I mean, like, not much to see, really. Better get a good feel for your surroundings. You never know what's gonna happen. Okay, we gotta get up here and talk to this guy. This is our kind of our CO, I guess you would say.
皆さんに朱雀からの作戦や指示を伝えるミリタリーオペレーションオーガニゼーションガイダンスロジスティックスエキスパート、略してモーグリクポ。人によってはミリタリーオペレーションガイダンスでモグと呼ぶクポ、好きな方で呼ぶクポ。よろしくお願いするクポ。好きな方？じゃあモグリンだ。モグリンモグリンモグリンリン。違うクポ。リンはいらないクポ。それに名前は別にちゃんとあるクポ。なんていうの？ハッツミカミネロート様子なエリプロチクポ。でも難しいからモグリンでいいよ。いいよって何クポ。
Yeah, so you may have actually noticed. Oh, hold on. What do you got to say, Moglin? Nothing. All right. And one of the parts there, evidence of the subtitles being dub titles. Moglin said 2 sentences and ended both of them with Kupo, but the subtitles only featured one reference to Kupo. Wish we could get a bit more effort in these, but I guess can't ask for too much. Man, dude, stop! I'm listening. Calm down. You're gonna hurt yourself. Head out that door over there to go through the rear garden, Kupo. Many brave men and women gave their lives for us in the liberation. You should offer them a prayer of thanks, Kupo. After all, you can't start thinking about the future until you pay homage to the past, Kupo. Very well. Now, that particular scene, that little exchange right there between Moglin and Class Zero's resident airhead, Sink, I believe is how you say her name, is the main reason that I decided to play this part in English. In Japanese. I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna now play the English version of that scene for you. If you don't want to bleed profusely out of your ears, you might want to mute the video for a couple of seconds.
Whatever I want? How about Moglin? Moglin! 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 Lin!
No, Kubo. No Lin, Kubo.
Yeah, that's why I decided to switch the audio tracks for this part specifically. But anyway.
そういえば初めましてですよね。私はデュースです。
キングだ。
ハリア。え？ハリア。
アリアさんっておっしゃるんですね。
Well, she didn't have much to say, did she? What do you have to say over here, Twilight Sparkle? Mother brought me to visit Academia a number of times in the past, but never once did she mention anything about officially registering to live here as a cadet.
時には休息も必要です。
She just said a lot that I didn't understand. I suppose the thought of staying here to hone my skills does sound somewhat appealing, although I must say it feels strange to have all 12 of us in the same place. I'm not gonna... I don't know exactly when the game bothers to explain its own stuff, so I'm gonna avoid explaining the game's own stuff and let the game explain it in its own due time. Once again, a decent chunk of this has been spoiled for me, which, by the way, oh, hold on. Ordinarily, conjurers have to give up their lives in order to summon eidolons, but special eidolons don't require any sacrifice of any sort. What a relief.
何ですか?
Only a true genius like Mother could possibly be capable of developing something so brilliant. Anyway, what I was gonna say was, several people left comments saying, are you gonna talk during the cutscenes at all? Sometimes. In particular, if it's a cutscene that I've seen a dozen times before, I'm not gonna comment on it. And I have seen a lot of these cutscenes a dozen times before, because this game came out years ago, and I didn't think I was ever gonna get to play it. But anyway. So what the hell is up with that feathered freak we ran into during the liberation? The Empire couldn't manufacture something that creepy if it tried, yo. Whoa, Ace, calm down there.
忙しいんですが
What annoyance is Sid Alstein, that's how you say his name, right? Sid Alstein thinking. I thought his crystal jammer was heinous enough, but the Ultima Bomb is simply inexcusable.
Yeah.
His device annihilated Lauricia and nearly wiped out her entire population. Has he no conscience or sense of human decency?
忙しいんですが
I mean, he is Final Fantasy Hitler, so, you know. I mean, you can tell just from his design. You look at him, look at that. It's Final Fantasy Hitler.
なんだここ。墓地って言うんだよ。
なんだ墓地って。
消えた人たちの名を刻んで歴史を残すところ。
私たちは死んだ人間の記憶を失いますからね。
死んだ人間に生きてる人間が縛られないようにするクリスタルの配慮だって聞いたことあるけど。
だから生きていた証としてノーイングタグを出撃前に残す。引き取り手のいないタグは死んだ者の証になるからね。
そうして残ったタグの名をここに刻むの。スザクのために死んでいった人だって。私は出会った人や一緒の作戦に出る人の名前を必ず書き留めておくの。そして作戦が終わった時に知らない名前がないか確認する。そこに覚えていない名前があった時はここに来て知り合いだったはずのその人を探す。思い出すことはできないけどね。
Interesting. Machina and Rem, yeah, they just passed through here. They're probably visiting someone's grave at the cemetery. I wonder whose. Some events at Academia can only be triggered by using certain characters. Change active members at the relic terminals. That's what I'm gonna do, game. I'm gonna head back over there right now. So yeah, I'm not gonna... I had quite a few thoughts when I first saw that last scene. I'm not gonna go into them because now I'm afraid that my further knowledge of the events of the game could make what would seem like innocent speculation seem like, point is, I want to avoid even potentially spoiling things. But hopefully, all of you, or at least some of you, are thinking the exact same thing that I was when I first watched that scene. Have you finished offering your prayers, Capo? Then let's learn how things work here at Academia, Capo. On Mission Day, Central Command will issue sortie orders. That's how you say that, right? I know what that means. I think that's how you say that. Sortie orders, and you'll be on your way. Until then, though, you can use your free time to talk to whomever and go wherever you please, Capo. You have 12 hours of free time in one day. Pay attention to characters with the following icons. The vermilion bird is necessary to proceeding further into the game. The exclamation point indicates an event, and it uses 2 hours of free time. The question mark offers tutorials and hints for proceeding further into the game, and info provides a particular service like selling items. When mission day arrives, your CO will call you in, Capo, then he'll explain your orders, and you'll march off into battle. When you're just itching to start a mission, you can go find, whatchamacallit. I'll figure out how to say his name later. In the Central Command. I'm sure he'll be more than happy to help, so talk to him and he'll get you ready to march right away. You don't want to do that, though. You really need to spend every hour you have in the Academia. But anyway, you can also confirm your next orders with him. That way, you'll know the difficulty level of your next mission. If you don't think you're strong enough yet, just keep training hard until mission day. You don't learn anything in Academia if you don't know your way around. Now that you're officially registered as a cadet, you're free to use the great portal in the entrance, so go and have a look around. I have a special present for you once you've explored all of Academia. Don't be shy about chatting with other cadets. I've got another gift for you once you see lots of exclamation point events. I know you'll just love it here at Academia, Capo. Kinda doubt it, but whatever you say. Alright. Then run over to the relic, switch out to Machina or Rem, and run back and get that other event we were just talking about a second ago.
これって何？
レリック端末クポ。レリック。
朱雀クリスタルが生み出しているとも言われている謎の多い異物ですね。時間や空間に干渉する力を持っているとも聞きます。
そういう言い伝えもあるクポ。朱雀では魔法の力と合わせて端末や通信装置としても使用してるクポ。情報の記録などができるクポ。
確か候補生は世界に点在する自然発生したレリックでも同じことができるのよね。
その通りクポ。もし見つけたら調べてみるといいクポ。
Yeah, the whole Capo thing sounds way better in Japanese, because I guess it's, number one, I guess, like, maybe it's when it's a foreign language, you feel like they can get away with, like, kind of a verbal tick sounding thing better, but, you know, when they say it, it's like, basically, whatever their last word was, just flows straight into... Nope. Yes. Haha, I did it! And now I am Machina. Anyway, you know, it sounds like it's just a verbal tick, kind of, and the last word flows into Capo. It's a really fast, quick sound that follows up the word like a you know, speech impediment almost. Whereas when they say it in English, it's like, and now I'm going to finish my sentence, Kupo. It's like it's an entirely different word. It doesn't work as well. Not that it works super well in Japanese either, but whatever.
クラス0に入ったんだ。あの幻のクラス0だよ。
マキナ。
兄さんに報告してたんだ。とは言っても兄さんがどんな人だったのかさえ思い出せないけど。
お兄さんは朱雀を守って任務を成し遂げて亡くなったんだね。
でも変なんだ。
変？
あの首都解放作戦で兄さんは出撃したことになってないんだ。
どういうこと？
軍部に問い合わせても教えてもらえなかった。
出撃命令がないのにお兄さんは戦場にいた？
それか記録には残せない極秘の任務に当たっていたか。
マキナのお兄さんだもの。きっと精一杯できることをしてたんだよ。
そうだと思いたいな。でもなんであんな最前線にいたんだ。なんで死んだんだよ兄さん。
You're starting to fit right in here at Academia, but I'm playing as Machina and Rem. They've been here for months. Whatever. Anyway. Yes, as you can see down there, my timer is ticked down by 2 hours. So I'm gonna run and go do the some other events around Academia to pass the time until time for the operation, Capo. Oh god, I'm gonna be saying that now, aren't I? Whatever. Alright, let's go to the central teleporter thingamajiggy. Oh, hey, Aki. Oh, you already met with your CO? I guess that means you're officially one of us now. In that case, why don't I show you around a little? Machina has already been here for months, but whatever. That great portal in the center connects to all sorts of places. The lounge, the ready room, the terrace, the chocobo ranch, the armory, sorcery. Oh, that reminds me, the doctor told me to let you know she's waiting for you in her office. Be sure to warp over there later, okay? That door leads to the Dominion Central Command. The officers will provide you with all you need to know about your upcoming operations. Over there we have the Crystarium. Its walls are basically bursting with information. The jewel of the Crystarian's crown is the Rubicus, located right near the entrance. It's an incredible anthology of records, dossiers, and all sorts of advice. If you ever find yourself at a loss, first try consulting the Rubicus. It's the data logs of this game, essentially. Out of the way, Aki, I'm going through the teleporter. Yes, activate. I want to go to sorcery. And I want to go here specifically as Machina, or Rem, as you'll see in a second. Actually, this next event is actually dependent upon which character I'm playing as. Come on. You can do it. There we go. Alright. Oh, Queen, you're here too. What are you thinking? Surely you've already been briefed on participating in the SO system, haven't you? I trust that you will make the right decision in the matter. I forgot about that. Actually, gotta talk to this guy really fast. Hello! I've been charged with overseeing the top secret special reporters, or SO for short. The doctor assigned this program with you kids and designed this program, that is. I can't speak because Jacob is terrible at speed reading. But I need your consent before you can participate. The price of failure on these confidential orders is death. So bear that in mind. That said, the Doctor feels this sort of challenge will contribute to your growth as cadets. Death. Accepting these secret missions is a risky undertaking, so the choice is yours. So basically, these are mid-mission events that pop up that you can accept. It's like, special order, do this amount of damage in 30 seconds or whatever. You know, hit this number of times in 30 seconds. They get increasingly difficult as the game goes on. If you complete them, then you get a bunch of experience. If you don't complete them in time, then the character you're playing as dies. Anyway, I will allow those because I can decline them, you know, if I don't want to. That's the spirit. I knew Class 0 would be up for the challenge. The Doctor and I expect great progress from you. Good luck. I mean, good luck. Oh my, if it isn't my precious children's new classmate. My darlings didn't make fools of themselves in the face of the crystal jammer like you two did. Why are they unaffected? Well, that's absolutely none of your business. All you need to worry about is making sure you don't hold them back with your mediocrity. In other words, they're special, and you aren't. Get the picture, darling? Good. That's all. Well, she gave me a high potion for my trouble. Thanks, lady. Criticize me and hand me some drugs. That's what I was looking forward to. I said, that's all. Now off with you. Now we can't hear it, or I guess meaning we can hear it, we can't understand it. She actually greets you differently depending on which characters you're playing as. If you're playing as any of the original 12 members, she greets you pretty like, hey, nice to see you, how are you doing, darling? And if you go up to them as Machina or Rem, she's like, what? What do you want? A horrible being? I don't know. I don't know the exact lines, but that's what she says. Anyway, now we're gonna run over to the terrace for one last event before we continue on to our mission. This should actually probably wrap up this episode. But here we go. The terrace. Wah! The people of Room what is Room? Have sure been through some tough times they have, but I want to put an end to all that doom and gloom now. Rem kinda has a Yoda speech pattern. I'm not sure I totally understand it. Where she kinda like, we'll do it together, we will, or I don't know, it's a bit odd. Okay. Well, that's why I became a cadet, to help lead the Dominion to a happier future. If we cadets combine our efforts, it'll surely work out. That sound effect sounds very similar to one of the sound effects for selecting things from FF12. Just stray observation there, it just hit me just now.
そうだけどさ、俺はレムがスザクに来ていたことも知らなかったからね。
私だってマキナがいるって知ってたらちゃんと連絡してたよ。2ヶ月もすれ違ってたなんて信じられない。お二人は以前からお知り合いだったのですか？
俺たち同じ村の出身なんだ。
合同演習で7年ぶりに会ったんだよね。
変わってないからすぐ分かったよ。
私はマキナが大きくなっててびっくりしたよ。村にいた頃は私より小さかったのにね。
そういうところも変わってないんだよな。
あ、コムに特殊連絡が入りました。
特殊連絡？
はい、モーグリさんからの招集連絡みたいですね。
じゃあ教室に戻ってモーグリに聞いてみよっか。
はい。
ところでコムってなんだっけ？
あ、
スザクから支給されている通信機ですよ。クリスタルオリエンティッドメッセージングメディアム。その頭文字を取ってコムと呼んでいるようです。
Alright, there we have it. We have our orders. We gotta get back. Or I guess we don't have our orders. We need to go get our orders. Let's get going. This is one thing I'm not sure. I don't know if this changes or not later in the game. But as you'll see in a second, we have to run over to the homeroom. We have to get our orders. And we have to leave the base. And it's just kind of a long process. That's a bit... I don't know if it speeds up later or not. I have no clue. Kurasame. You've received your first marching orders from Central Command. Don't make that face. Your fellow cadets will be there to provide backup if you need it. Activate backup settings to receive support from Academia and reduce the damage allies take. However, support personnel casualties will be tallied as part of your mission grade. There's no shame in calling for backup if it helps you complete your objective. Your mission is as follows. After the virtual annihilation of its forces and the Imperial invasion, Rubrum decides to conscript cadets into the military and send them to battle. The Dominion forms an elite unit of cadets who will recapture Miktai, I think that's how you say it, Miktai, located on the outskirts of Academia. Central Command releases Class 0 to be selects Class 0 to be part of this mission, marking their first time experiencing real combat. Proceed through the main gate and towards your destination. Once you've completed your objective, return directly to Academia. I expect great things from you. Don't disappoint me. May the crystal guide you. Dismissed. Alright, dismissed. You see, one small disadvantage of playing the game in Japanese. Again, vote upon it in the comments section of this video. The decision does not have to be made immediately because I'm going to film a couple more episodes right now in Japanese, possibly one in English or something too, and it'll be a while before my next recording session, so you will have more than enough time to vote. Even change your vote if you decide to change your mind. Go back and edit it, or, you know, reply to your own comment and change your vote if you are so, if you so desire. I will make it wow, good job. I'll make it apparent when the voting is about to end. Like, I'll figure out some kind of date when it's like, yep, it's over then. But anyway, see you guys next time.